This is James McCann, host of Car Stories, with one of the world's premier automotive photographers, Mr. Larry Chen. Larry, it's great to have you back on the Car Stories podcast.
It's great to be back.
And this time, the fans can now see you and that wonderful baby face of yours.
Thank you.
That's
baby
right.
Asian face.
No, just baby face, purely. I mean, what, you couldn't be a day over 22, surely. Just like me. Just like me. Now, we are in your famed Datsun, correct?
Yes, 1970 Datsun 240Z, or Z.
Z.
For you.
Correct.
You know?
And
right?
there's no other pronunciation, surely.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. This is my orange bang.
And how...
And the reason why it's called Orange Bang is because I seriously broke down just the street
That
down
was the
this
first
way.
question
Yeah,
to
yeah,
ask.
down right here.
Was it back there?
Yeah, it was right down the street from that 76 station.
So we thought that would be the best way to break Larry into Car Stories with reliving those fantastic moments.
There you go.
And also, since we also have some news with this, is this car was recently in a Hoonigan video in which it had, let's shall we say, a less than enthusiastic response to their New Year Burnout video. Is that correct?
I mean, it did what it... I mean, it did its name. It banged.
It banged a little too much, maybe.
It banged pretty hard. I mean, I dropped the clutch at Redline.
Yep.
And I broke my stub axles, which I thought it was the diff, honestly. I thought I blew my diff just from the sound, the horrible sound it made. I mean, it was like, right? And then we could barely push it, too, afterwards. So I'm like, oh, it's got to be the diff. Turned out to be the stub axle. The actual axles, which are 911, 930 axles,
Yep.
those were fine. It's just the part that adapts into the Subaru STI diff. That's the part that broke. Yeah.
Okay.
So got new ones, and so far it looks like it works. We've driven what, 2 miles?
I think 2 miles is really pushing it, Larry. I think we're maybe maxing a mile and a half at this point.
Okay. All right. So just in case, if it does break down, you know, we'll just have to push it all the way back.
And that's fine with me.
It
is leg day.
Yeah. It is leg day. Yeah. Okay.
So, look, works out for me.
So good thing AC works now.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, and thankfully the heater is not stuck on.
No.
Because that would be a touch warm.
Yeah, that would be terrible. It is a perfect Southern California winter day, though,
It's
right?
an absolutely awful. It's mid-70s, crystal clear blue skies.
Yeah.
I'd want to be in any other place in the world apart from where we are heading to Malibu right now.
Right.
I mean, it's an awful job that we're doing right now.
And sorry to if it sounds like we're yelling. The car's really loud.
It is.
Right? It's a little loud.
It's a vintage car.
Sound insulation, not so much.
Yeah, you don't worry about these things.
Yeah, not so much.
It just means that everyone gets to enjoy how excited we are about this car.
The most excited.
So that's the key.
Well, I'm excited because I haven't driven it since I blew it up.
And I'm excited that it's working, touch wood.
Yeah.
So everyone's a winner at this point in time.
So what should we talk about?
Well, first thing I wanted to talk about, obviously I know you might have taken one or two car photographs or automotive photographs in your time. Is that right in saying that? That's
just by accident.
Just purely by accident. You've been like shooting a picture of a seagull. All of a sudden, something shoots right in front.
Yeah, that happens. So, and funny you mentioned that. I know one of the things you wanted to talk about is maybe something from my past life as a paparazzi.
Yep.
One of the things that I always thought was funny is when I was a paparazzi, there are so many celebrities in Hollywood that I would literally be shooting one celebrity while another celebrity walks into my frame, like gets in the way of me shooting the other celebrity. No joke.
It's terrible.
It's crazy.
Celebrities everywhere.
And
celebrities photobombing celebrities.
You just can't get away from them.
So how long did you do were you a paparazzo for? Did you do it in the truly Italian style and ride around in a moped?
Well,
with no socks?
Yeah.
And going between lattes?
I mean, I like that. But No, I was actually like this, seriously, like the straight up most JDM paparazzi ever with my 1991 240SX 5-speed hatch.
Nice.
That was my paparazzi vehicle.
Okay.
You know, and I used that to chase Paris Hilton, David Beckham, Victoria Beckham, like anyone and everyone you can imagine, I chased with that vehicle.
And you chased, obviously, to the speed limits of the road. And you would never go any faster than that.
Well, I mean, the truck motor in that thing, really, I mean, I couldn't break the speed limit if I wanted to.
No, and it does really sound like a truck motor.
But the thing is, I did that, like I was shooting race photography and car photography, but at the same time, I was still trying to figure out a way to make money, you know, shooting. And lucky for me, I met some paparazzis that were also into racing photography.
Okay.
You know, and they kind of brought me on board onto this thing, I guess. And then I worked for this agency, a news agency, like a real news agency, for almost 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I mean, we covered legitimate news, but you know how it is. Like legitimate news nowadays is like, so and so, you know, is on drugs, or so and so is going to rehab, or so and so.
Or someone's in a lovely dress.
Yeah, or that too. I don't know. But like, so and so is pregnant now, and like that's it's so crazy to me that that's mainstream news. And there was a point where I could go into any supermarket or any Walmart or convenience store, and I could go to the newsstand. I could find my photos in the hot sheets, you know, in the tabloids.
So does
like
that mean
anytime.
You still get to see residuals from these photos?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is it like a big check that comes through, like it's like 4 cents?
Generally speaking, it's not that much. You know, sometimes it'll like run as like a little thing on web for like 50 cents, or sometimes it'll...
Yeah. Where the stamp, you get a check and the stamp costs more than the check.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, is one of the misconceptions about paparazzi is like, we're out there to get the $1 million shots. We're honestly not. We're out there to make a decent amount of good shots every day that make whatever, $100, $200, $300, $400.
Sure.
And it adds up to a good salary at the end of the month or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So it was really grinding. It was like I would spend so many hours, and I would even come here, the Malibu Country Club was such a hot spot. I bet if we go there now, I could just sit around. I could point out all the paparazzi, and I could point out the celebrities.
Sure.
You know, it's just one of those things. And we would go so far as to memorize license plate numbers of cars. Just when we see a hot car or a car that we recognize, and we make sure the license plate, you know, it cross-references. It's too easy. It was really too easy. But it was a lot of work. It wasn't easy. I mean, it was too easy, but it was a lot of hours.
Yep.
As long as you put in the hours, then, you know, you'll get the pictures.
And then, of the celebrities that you did have to take photos of, was there any that were nice to you or anything like that? Or
I'll tell you right now, 95% of the celebrities were so nice. Were very nice, because a lot of times, a lot of the people that we're shooting, they know they needed it. You know, like, I would always ask, always, 100% of the time, if I was within earshot, I would ask, hey, Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so, would it be okay if I take some pictures? That's if it's like me, maybe 2 other guys, or just me. If it's a crazy group of guys that, you know, everyone will start shooting. But if it's just like a very like personal thing, I'll ask, and I swear 90% of the time they will say, yes, thanks for asking. You know, they appreciate that, you know, and sometimes we'll have a conversation, you know, because guess what? It's like, I get my shots, within 5 seconds, I'll get 100 shots, and then I'll be on my way. I'll leave them alone. For the rest of the day, I'll leave them alone, you know?
Yeah.
And it really is like hunting, you know? It's out there, you're getting your prey. When you get your prey, you get whatever, $100 here, $200 here. Boom, 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 boom. You get a couple shots, you're done for the day. It's a crazy world. It really is. To this day, when I fly into LAX or when I fly out of LAX, I always see guys that I used to work with
still working the beat.
Still working.
Yeah.
still working, still grinding, and I'm like, "What's up, guys?" And they're like, "Oh," you know, it's just like such a funny thing. Last person I saw was I was flying out to some event, some drift event or something, and there was 5 dudes out there, and I could tell they're waiting for someone. I said, "Hey, what's up?" I just decided to bring out my cameras just to kind of, see if I still got it.
Yeah.
Turned out to be
Shake off a bit of the rust.
yeah. Turned out to be Angelina Jolie,
Oh.
and I was terrible. I missed it.
You got like the back of the hand,
Yeah,
you got shoulder, you got knee,
I
you
was
were
just
like,
so out of practice. It was
you had
fun,
the wrong
though.
lens, it was everything
Yeah,
was like,
it was fun. But yeah, that's my past life. And the thing is, as soon as I started making enough from shooting motorsports and shooting cars, I quit right away.
Sure.
Like the day that I figured that I could make a living from shooting
made the
cars,
switch?
I made the switch. Because honestly, as fun as it sounds, it's still hard work.
Sure.
It was really a lot of hard work.
Now, do you think that there's any of those celebrities that you had taken the photos of that might want you to take photographs of their cars now that they know about your other life?
Well, here's the thing. Like I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
The paths cross a lot.
Of course, sure.
So like, for example, when Paul Walker was actively doing Time Attack, I actually worked for that team.
Yep.
For AE, I shot for them when they were doing Time Attack because I was following the Time Attack series, and I was double dipping. I was shooting him, submitting it as a paparazzi, but I was also doing my best to get good pictures for them. But whatever, it cross paths all the time.
Yeah.
Like it just happens. Like first time I shot Adam Carolla, I'm a fan of his. I shot him as a paparazzi, but it'd be cool to shoot his cars or whatever. Paul Walker's a good example. Like Nick Hogan, Hulk Hogan's son is a good example. I shot him quite a bit as a paparazzi, but I also shot him drifting when he was actually trying to get into drifting. Yeah, when he had his Viper. But like it crosses paths all the time, and it's just one of those things. Like I'm trying to think. What's another good example? I mean, like people like Keanu Reeves. Like I know he's super into. Stalled. Old car problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Keanu Reeves. It'd be cool to shoot his motorcycles or whatever,
Yes.
But
because they are very pretty motorcycles as well.
yeah. Yeah, but it still crosses paths. But it's kind of interesting for me. Looking back, like now, of course, when I shoot celebrities, I have no ties with the whole paparazzi scene anymore. So I just kind of do my best to shoot, on the car side, as a car journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, it's just like it crosses paths so much. I don't even think about it. No, I don't know.
But I also wanted to touch on your viral video fame as well.
Yeah.
Which some of our viewers and listeners might not know is that you had a few successful jaunts with your viral videos.
Yeah, so that's a funny story. It's one of those things that it's like I forget about.
Yeah, so which one do you want to tackle first? You want to tackle the airport or do you want to tackle the bees?
I'll tackle the airport first.
Okay.
That actually happened first, and that's just one of those things. Like that video was played on Good Morning America, and I was actually at Formula Drift. I was in my hotel room watching that video on Good Morning America, which is just
funny seeing
it's
yourself,
just so funny.
seeing your own video on there,
yeah,
seeing you
it's
on
just
there.
so funny. But yeah, I mean, I got on the front page of Yahoo. I got on CNN, pretty much every news outlet for doing that, and I thought I was going to prison.
Well, you did technically take a beer,
right?
Without maybe paying as much as you should have.
I stole a beer, but what's funny is I went back to that restaurant with the airport.
Yeah.
What most people probably don't know this is I shot that video with my buddy, right?
Because it was the layover, right? When
Yeah,
you missed
yeah.
the
It
flight or
was
something?
like a 15-hour layover or whatever because there was a thunderstorm, so we missed our flight.
Yep.
And then
Was it Phoenix or?
so it was Dallas Fort Worth.
Dallas, that's one.
We were coming from Formula Drift.
Yep.
And I had all my camera gear with me, and it was me and my buddy, and we basically, it's one of those things where we were like, everyone else got their flight. You know, all of my other friends that also were videographers and photographers, they got their flight. But it was just me and my buddy Joe that was left out. Like,
Yeah.
we were like, all right, so what do we do? You know, we either pay for our own hotel.
Which you don't want to do, because
No.
obviously you're a automotive photojournalist
yeah.
for Formula Drift.
Exactly.
It's not really the big bucks that everyone seems to think it is.
Exactly. So we didn't want to pay for our own hotel room. So we're like, forget it. Let's just do something. Let's just have fun. Let's just do what we always do, which is just make content.
Yep.
You know, so we just spent all night just filming all over the airport. Everything was closed. And like, we even got the cleaning lady to be a part of it. You know, I'm like, please, just be a part of this. Like, please, like, I had her push the cart in front for us. And like, we took one of those wheelchairs.
Yep.
Used it as a kind of like a dolly or whatever.
Sure.
But anyways, did all that. We showed some people the next morning, just some random people, just like random
Airport
people
people?
in the airport, and they're like, "Oh, that's so funny, haha, it's gonna go viral." And we're like, "Whatever." We put it up, and like right away, not even on YouTube, on Vimeo, it got over 1 million views right away. We're like, "Oh, this is blowing up." Like, we're like, "Oh, this is not good." Then all these articles started coming out about airport security and how like
How these two guys
how
caused
these two
all
guys
these shenanigans.
basically- exactly. And then we're like, "Oh, this is not good." We were at another event. We were at Formula Drift, and we're like, "This is so bad." And then the CEO of the airport called us, and we're like, "Oh my god!" Like,
We're in so much trouble right now.
yeah, we're in so much trouble. Turns out, he's really into filmmaking.
Yep.
And he was super stoked on the video. He liked the video so much that he hired us to do their next ad campaign, and we started it too.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
so it worked out. It was perfect. But yeah, I mean, that was just one of those things. We just took the opportunity, you know, just because we. And same thing for the other video.
The bees.
I just had the opportunity.
Because you had a hive of bees
Yeah,
moved
because-
into your
yeah.
house.
I had a hive of bees. 50,000 bees just moved into my house. I'm like, heck, the perfect way to capitalize on this is to film it.
Sure.
Film the, not the removal, but film the relocation.
Or rehousing, maybe.
Right,
you could say.
rehousing. Because we all know, as most people know, bees, you know, they're having a hard time right now because of pesticides and all that.
Yes,
It's
save
like
the
that.
bees.
Yeah, save the bees. And I actually saw a Save the Bees documentary on an airplane. I'm like, gotta save the bees.
Exactly.
So I did my part to try to save the bees. And I did keep some of that delicious honey, though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
And it's all gone now, I'm assuming. 'Cause it's
Of
been
course.
a couple of
Of
years.
course, yeah.
You didn't want to store it back for some
No,
vintage honey to
no.
dip back into once in a while.
It was like quality Irwindale / El Monte honey.
Cool, that's a good vintage.
So good.
That's a good
So good.
vintage.
I have no
must
idea
have those
what
hints
kind-
of chilies from the little sriracha pond just down the road.
I have no idea what kind of flowers they were getting that pollen from, but I mean, it was good honey. And we, of course, left enough for the queen and for the whole hive. But yeah, last that I heard, the guy, Mike the bee guy, he said he had like already 14 hives, and he had this huge farm, so he just put them on his farm. So, you know, I hope those bees are still doing good.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're a little older now, a little wiser.
Yeah.
Probably a little grey around the edges.
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, that's just one of those things. It's like, I love that kind of stuff. I love video. I love producing videos. It's not my true passion,
Mhm.
but it's just something fun that I like to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And so which of the companies you're currently working with that you're producing some content for then?
So, I'm definitely going heavy into the Hoonigan world.
Yep.
Just because they're kind of allowing me to do what I like to do in front of camera and also behind the camera.
So they're letting
You know?
Larry be Larry.
Yeah, so I'm so
They've
stoked on that.
unshackled you from those chains that you've been in, and you're able to explode out in your creative
Yeah,
freedom.
You know, the thing is, I'm gonna do everything that I always have done.
Yep.
You know, I'm gonna do the same thing. But the point now is, I want to be able to tell that story from a different perspective. You know, I want to tell it from the video perspective as well.
Sure.
You know, so I'm definitely stoked on them believing me. You know, just using their platform to kind of show that craft, I guess. You know,
Plus-
so like one of the most recent videos that I did with them, I showed a little bit behind the scenes of what it was like to chase the Baja 1000.
Yep.
You know, so
And it was a wonderful take, I must say. That's I'm
Thank
an
you.
avid viewer of those daily transmissions and those road trip videos.
Thank you.
Big fans of them. Everyone should go and check out and subscribe to the Hoonigan YouTube series.
Uh-huh.
It's excellent videos.
Yeah,
Excellent content.
You know, the thing is, it's like, it's about time that someone makes content for the normal car guy.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, yeah, that you could relate to.
Yes.
Really. And, you know, that's the thing, is like, they're always playing around with their cars that are, let's be real, they're shit boxes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the point.
I mean,
It's-
there's
it's
some
a-
nice ones in the man,
Yeah.
but generally they don't usually run that often.
No, but that's the point, you know, it's relatable. Like, people want to buy the $500, $1,000 cars, they want to fix them up.
Yep.
That's how they can relate to that, you know. And and of
Exactly.
course, you know, they have some nice cars too.
Yes.
They feature a lot of high-end cars, but that's the point, you know. They show stuff that you could aspire to, but they also show the stuff that, you know, that normal Joe Schmoes like you and I can build or work on or whatever.
Or afford for the $500
exactly,
car. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with that said, like this, come on, this was when I was 21 years old. I bought this when I was 20, and I took it out on my 21st birthday.
Yep.
You know, on PCH.
And broke down.
Yeah. So I bought it like the day before I turned 21 for $3,000,
Which is a bargain now.
which
obviously.
is an absolute bargain. You know, I've definitely put a lot of money into it, but it's, you know, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun little.
And it's the car that, it's your car.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's what you're famous for.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
Your
I like
cars,
that.
the trio
Yeah.
of your cars that you've got.
Yeah.
This is the one
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
I like
when
that.
I mentioned today that I was going to be doing a Car Stories podcast with yourself, they asked which car, and I said the Z car, and it was like, of course.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Because
Yeah,
I've
Z
seen
car.
you. I've also seen you take this not only to events. I've seen you race at events where
Yeah.
you've been at Streets of Willow and whatnot, where you've been on track with the drifters.
Yeah.
Where you strap your camera to the front,
Yeah,
and then you're
yeah.
like, look, I don't
Oh,
care
it's a
about my
workhorse.
polarized filters. Let's
Yeah.
just smash them.
Well, I mean, how do you think I got those?
Exactly, yeah. Everyone, I think that was just you driving down Inglewood on a Saturday night.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's got its little quirks.
Of
It's a
course,
vintage
yeah.
car. But because
Work
like,
in progress.
yeah, it's still, I mean, look, you've had it for not too long, obviously, because you're a little over 22.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the year plus that you've had it, there's still, it's almost a little bit more
Yeah,
time.
and
to do
now,
more things.
how about that? It has AC.
It does.
It's a street car
excellent.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
How about that?
The only thing that I think is missing, maybe, that make it more street car would maybe if you had a head unit.
Oh, yeah. I'm working on that. Clarion is going to hook me up with a head unit. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm
see?
working on that. Yeah.
See, it's like these.
It's just a time issue now, you know? I want to do all this stuff to my cars on my 911, on this, on my FJ.
Yeah.
But it's a time issue, you know? Like, the other day,
Because obviously we know from your talk with Kyle, you are here, there, and everywhere all at the same time.
yeah,
So,
it's not easy.
Being
to-
at Hoonigan, being at Formula Drift, being at another exotic location, being on the gumball, being in your garage, it's going to get hard at some point
Oh,
to
yeah.
get everything done.
For sure. For sure. Well, the thing is that, like, the other day, I got 2 hours to work on my daily driver. I installed Bluetooth and installed the USB connector on my Land Cruiser daily driver, and it was seriously the most fun for me to be able to work on my own car again. And then, of course, like last night, I was hustling to get this car running.
Yep.
It was a little stressful, to be honest.
That's
but
how we like
it
to
was
make
still
it.
fun.
We like to make all our guests
It's so
sweat
fun.
profusely before coming on the show. And
Yeah.
now they can be chilled with their vintage
Yeah,
air.
there you go.
And there we go.
So the thing is, it was all dependent on these literally like 99-cent clips. These tiny little C-clips that hold the axle together.
Yeah.
And I broke one in the process of changing everything. So I had everything
Except that 99-cent
except
clip.
that 99-cent clip. And I had the old one, but I know if I put the old one in, we'd still be back.
Sure.
Yeah, it would have popped out, and
Yep.
we would have made it maybe half a mile.
Sure.
So it's good that
And
I
that wouldn't have been good for leg
No,
day, because
no.
I need to go at least 12 miles of
Yeah.
pushing a car.
Yeah.
Uphill.
Yeah.
Uphill.
Yeah.
So when you're not doing the video, when you're not doing
Uh-huh.
the photos, you also are now doing some work with Canon, right? Because you're obviously a big Canon shooter.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, like, I don't even, I didn't plan it out to be this way.
Sure.
I just kind of got hooked on Canon pretty early on.
And it's difficult to change. Once you get into
Yeah,
something, it's
yeah,
like you
you
buy
can.
the camera, you buy a lens, and you're like, well, I'm not going to change it all again.
Well, Canon's not gonna like this, but I always say, like, hey, shoot with what you got. You know.
That's, yeah.
You got your cell phone. That's all you can afford. Just use
Perfect.
your cell phone. Yeah, perfect. You got whatever, any other brand, Sony, Nikon, Canon. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Great.
Heck, even if you have an old Canon, old film camera, old digital camera, I don't care what you have. As
Looks
long
like a
as you're
dream.
shooting,
Yeah.
you're making pictures. It's a good time.
Yeah.
You know. So that's all. I'm always for just shoot with what you got. You know, you don't always have to have the fanciest, latest, and greatest. But guess what? When you save up your money,
And then you can get some nice things.
you can get some nice
And
things.
it's a nice
and
reward.
Yes, and it'll last a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what people don't realize. If you treat your lenses especially really well, and that's one of the things I'm going to talk about in my next seminar at Canon. The first ever Canon L lens that I ever bought, I'm still using it to this day. I bought this lens for $450, and I'm still using it to this day on the daily for shoots. You know, because that's one of those things. It's like lenses don't go bad if you treat them well.
Yeah.
You know, if you just don't drop them all the time like I do.
Yeah, and me, I must say.
Yeah,
I
right.
generally don't drop them. I generally knock them into cars.
Oh, okay. All right. There
That's
you go.
generally what I'll do. I'm very good at that. I've made a very good plan of being able to do
I
that
mean,
occasionally.
even how hard I am on them. Like I sandblast them by being in the desert.
Sure.
You know, shooting off-road races or whatever. Shooting the Baja 1000.
Yeah.
It'll last if you just take it back, clean it, take care of it. You know, even one of the things that everyone asks me, why do you tape your lenses? I'm like, hey, to keep the dust and moisture out, silly. You know, like even just like a thin layer of like gaff tape
Yep.
or paper tape or whatever will protect your lens from elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so where is the next Canon seminar you're going to be doing it at?
So I'm doing a seminar at Canon USA in Costa Mesa, Orange
Okay.
County. That's going to be February 2nd.
And people should be signing up right now.
No, that one's
Oh, it's
that
booked
one's
out.
full. That
So
one's
they're going to be
full.
looking on Craigslist and
Yeah.
eBay,
Yeah.
trying to buy someone else's pass for that one.
That one's full.
They're going to
But
Ticketmaster.
it-
They're looking at StubHub. They're looking to try and get on that invite list.
Yeah. I mean, thing is, if you show up, most likely you'll be able to get it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And then the next one I'm doing, March 2nd and 3rd, is a 2-day workshop. It'll be the first time I'm actually doing a workshop where I get to do one-on-one, hands-on coaching
Yep.
with people. And the best part is that if you're part of the workshop, you can use any piece of gear you want from Canon.
Nice.
And you can use it to shoot a real race. You can use it to shoot real cars. I'm gonna try to get McLaren to bring one of their cars out, you know,
Sure.
for people to get to shoot some supercars.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring
flip
this
around.
car.
So yeah, so they can use any lens, any camera.
Yeah, any lens, any camera they want, and they could try it out on like real world situations.
So yeah, so that's happening at the Thermal Club, and obviously going to maybe get some other cars out there, which would be nice. Shout out to Laura at McLaren.
Oh yeah, yeah. The interesting thing, I didn't really get to talk about this on my video, in my McLaren video on Hoonigan, but this is probably something that I'm sure you thought about. But McLaren is interesting in that they don't have any old cars.
None of them. Well, the MP412C is getting old right now.
But not really. They don't have any vintage cars. Like
No,
the
no.
only vintage cars they have are race
cars.
and the only thing closest to that is the F1.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool that it's a car company where it's just like so technology focused.
A very modern car company that won't let you look at the engine.
Just super modern. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the consumer for that. You know, I understand. Like, it's definitely, like I said in my Hoonigan video, it's just tough for me to get a car that I can't work on myself. I think a lot of people think the same thing. Maybe like Jay Leno probably feels the same way a lot of times in terms of being able to see the engine bay or whatever.
Sure.
But I could see the consumer that just wants a really fast car.
Yeah.
You know,
And
that works.
Yeah, and I mean, we had Charles Fleming on the podcast, who had the McLaren 720S.
Yeah.
And it was a lovely car, very comfortable,
Yeah.
very quick if need to be, but also very safe for driving around town and tootling around like
so
we
tame.
did. But I think you definitely need to have staff with that car because you need to have someone clean it constantly.
Well, but let's be real. That's not your only car.
Exactly.
Or that's not your 10th car.
Yeah,
if
that's
you-
what I mean. At that point, you're like, well, does
Yeah.
it really matter? It's okay.
Yeah.
I can have another car that I can tootle on and
Yeah.
putt around. And if I want one, because as my wife, and I'm not sure if your partner might agree,
Yeah.
but they said the important things, James, when we're getting a car is one, it starts, and two, it doesn't break down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
So they're
Yeah.
the two big ones. If
So
they're,
this one does the start part, but the breaking down part, not so much.
yeah, but that's why I've got two more cars.
There you go.
See?
Perfect.
That's the idea.
Perfect.
And then if you need to go somewhere, like last week we had Derek Hillen and
Uh-huh.
his Packard,
Oh yeah.
which was from 1931,
Uh-huh.
and it was used for him and his wife's wedding. It was
Uh-huh.
the wedding car.
Uh-huh.
So you can guarantee that he went over that with a fine-tooth comb before letting someone else drive it to the wedding that day.
Right. Right.
So yeah, always have to be... It's,
This was my wedding car.
yeah.
Yep.
So there you go. I bet you checked it over once or twice before.
Nope.
No? You lived, you rolled those dice, you
I
were
just
like,
did
honey,
it. I did it.
let's just
I rolled those dice.
let's just see how we go.
Yeah. Could have broken down. Don't care.
To be fair, for my second wedding, I had my car, and I did not roll it. I rolled the dice as well, and worked like a dream. Also, I must add, second wedding of 3, all to the same lady though. But that's a story for another time, Larry. Because I want to know more about some of the exotic locations that you've been sent on assignment.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
those luxury 5-star, 7-star hotels that people get you in.
Yeah, that does happen. It's definitely few and far between, but it definitely happens. That's one of the perks, I guess, of the job being an automotive journalist,
Sure.
which really kind of blows my mind. It's so crazy to me that it's a thing, you know, like it's so crazy to me every time I get into that situation where like I'm luckily flying business class. These manufacturers are flying me out business class,
Yep.
putting me in 5-star hotels, taking me to Michelin star restaurants. Like I can't believe why any of these journalists would complain about any of it, you know, but that's a thing. Apparently, it's just so crazy to me that, man, what more do you want as an automotive journalist?
I want some nice swag
Yeah.
in a nice box.
Well, at that point, you want a free car.
Well,
Maybe.
hey, I'm not... Larry, if someone's going to give me one, I might complain a little bit about it. The infotainment system might need up to my liking and whatnot.
I guess, I mean, that's the thing is it's like they're trying to buy your...
Affections.
Yeah, they're trying to buy a good review or whatever, you know, and you'll have to be true to
Obviously, my
your readers or
editorial
your followers.
content and follow, yes.
Yeah.
Your editorial soul of complete, 100% straight down the line, unbiased.
With that said, I'll tell you right now, I'm a terrible automotive journalist, though. I'm terrible because I will fall in love with a car too easy.
I'll also say, since I've had the chance to drive a couple of cars in my time as an automotive journalist, as a hack automotive journalist, I like to say.
And I'm not.
No, you're a legitimate one. McLaren give you cars. Larry. I have to get in the car with someone that McLaren's given the car to. But it's very difficult now to find a car that is not a good car. A modern one.
That's a really good point. That's so, you know, That's a
Because
good point.
every car is generally pretty quick now.
Mm-hmm.
Every car is generally pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Every car has all mod cons these days.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
But that's the problem, right? They're too good. Everyone's complaining that there's not whatever rough or edgy enough, or they don't have as much character because everyone complained the character out of them.
Yes.
You know, like yeah, this thing is rough. This thing's loud. Barely anything works. A lot of character.
Hey.
Right?
Lovely patina.
Yeah, lovely patina. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, like everyone's complained too much. I feel like, but yeah, you're right. It's really hard to find a car that you really. Oh my God, is he seriously parked on the curb?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Why not?
997 parked on a curb, but it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, give me whatever, you know, like. Heck, even the Toyota Camry now is crazy looking, isn't
That's
it?
300 plus horsepower now. Standard?
Like really?
Yeah.
Like I had to spend so much money and put so much effort to get this at 300 horsepower.
Yeah, and the Camry be like,
Yeah.
see ya.
And the Camry would just be like,
I'm just gonna put my air-rated seats on and my heated seats, heated steering wheel, and I'll see you later, Mr. Chan. But you still get that nice flutter that the Camry doesn't have.
Yeah.
As we hit 45.
It still has yeah, I mean, still under the speed limit though.
Of course.
Yeah, still under the speed limit.
I mean, the only time we took this over the speed limit was maybe when you went down to Mexico that one time. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's over the border there. I mean, sometimes it happens. And that was maybe going like 62 into 60 zone.
Right.
When you're chasing those trophy trucks.
Oh my God. Wonky. So where should we pull over?
Just when you get to a beach when we get that kind of thing. One that doesn't charge us like $15. Because those people, oh my word, saving the coast, making it beautiful. Not with my money. So you get sometimes you get the luxury, but obviously there's a flip side of that where maybe sometimes it's not quite as great as one might think to do an event. Is that correct?
All the time, you know, and I'm always for making lemonade out of lemons.
Sure.
You know, I'm always given, you know, the short end of the stick in terms of just how much shooting time I have, location, you name it. It's always something crazy happens. You know, like you just never know. You know, it could even be weather. You know, like things just take time.
Of course.
You know, like. In fact, when it works out perfectly, it actually surprises me more than, you know, like I expect so many things to go wrong all the time. In fact, I feel like I've programmed myself to shoot in a way where I can make sure I get something no matter what.
Of course.
You know, so like I did a shoot recently, a video / still shoot where I was driving that Porsche rally car. And that was in the snow.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, that was in the snow and the ice.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun. And
with Will.
Yeah. With
another fan of the Car Stories podcast.
Exactly.
Another guest to the podcast.
Yeah. Awesome guy, which you should definitely have on sometime soon. In his really loud, obnoxious Japanese car.
Yeah, only if it brings a truck out. That's all I can say. I think we have to do it around Grange.
Right.
As he's drifting it.
Yeah.
Way to do it.
Yes, I like that. I'll be there for that. But that's the thing is we got there, weather was perfect, car was perfect, it ran amazing. We beat on it for 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
Nothing went wrong. We had a lot of fun, seat time. We got a lot of shots. It was just so refreshing. For once, everything went right. And it never happens that way.
Sure.
It's always like
very challenging when that happens.
Coil pack broke, or spark plug this, or this, that, or leaking oil, or leaking that, or couch on fire, whatever.
Yeah.
It's always something.
Or a memory card goes.
I don't know. Or
anything.
I mean, it could be anything, you know. Car fell through the ice or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Hopefully not with someone in it. Let's be honest.
I mean, it could have been anything, and for it to go completely amazing, I couldn't tell you how many times I told Will, I'm like, amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe how well that went. Because 9 times out of 10, it's always something stupid that cuts our shoot short, you know, and I've got to the point where it's like, got to get everything we can possibly get in the first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, because in case something, heaven forbid, goes wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. But, yeah, just going back to the exotic locations, it's crazy. I've traveled to 45 countries now.
Is there any country that you're still looking that you'd like to go to and discover some more car-focused things in those countries?
You know, so one thing I haven't done is I haven't done Dakar.
Okay.
So I haven't shot in South America yet. And I want to do that. I wanted to go this last year for World RX.
Yep.
And it was basically one of Block's last events.
Yep.
With Ford doing World RX. The schedules just couldn't line up. I mean, I had an open ticket basically to go. I love shooting, that whole team, and I love following that series.
Sure.
But the schedules just didn't line up. Yeah.
Because I imagine your schedule is probably quite an amazing thing in
That's-
itself. The Excel document that is your schedule is probably very interesting to look at.
That's the nice thing about the wintertime is I can work on my cars, I can do stuff like this, I can actually enjoy life.
Yep.
Whereas I'm not saying, my job isn't fun and I'm not enjoying it, but it's so hard, and I know you know too, like,
Oh, yes.
just traveling a little bit, or doing back-to-back events, having to get your clothes
And not only that,
washed.
it's like you say, getting the shots that you need to get. If you're working for someone, they obviously need shots, and you've got to make sure you get those shots.
I take it personal. I really do.
And for example, if that car goes out in the first lap of
Yeah.
a 24-hour race,
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be expecting something.
I take it 100% personal.
Yep.
If I don't get the shots, I feel it in my heart. I really do. I mean, I don't know where I got it from, but really, it's like very personal for me too. I'm not having a good day until I get that banger in my memory card. I'm having a terrible day until that point.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, now you can talk to me, because then I won't be a jerk to you.
And also, a little secret here, since I've had the opportunity to shoot alongside Larry at a couple of events, you can be, yes, you can sometimes be a jerk sometimes, but that's what people that don't understand is that you're being a jerk because you're doing your job, and I understand that. But
Well,
then when your job's over, when the shots have been gotten, and when you've got your shot that you need, you're incredibly nice. Incredibly nice.
So just let me have my morning coffee. Let me just get my shot.
Exactly.
All right.
Let me get
All right,
a
just
shot.
let me get my shot.
And then ask him the questions, then he's good to go.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, one of my father's favorite photographers that he got the chance to shoot next to as well, when you gave him Speed Hunter stickers.
Oh, really?
Yes. He was
What was
like,
that?
James, that young Larry Chen. Oh, I like that guy.
Where was that?
The Red Bull GRC.
Really?
Yeah, in Los Angeles.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's one of those things like that I kind of learned. Honestly, I learned this from a lot of celebrities like Tom Cruise. No joke. No matter how many people are out there with things for him to sign,
Yeah.
and no matter how many photographers are out there, that man will stay out there until everyone's posters are signed and everyone's got their shot.
So what we're essentially saying, Larry, is you're saying Tom Cruise, who obviously listens to the Car Stories podcast, that he needs to come on with one of his
Right.
bikes, cars, anything,
Yeah.
and then we can just do it in his car.
I
Great.
mean, wow, that guy, I can't believe how dedicated he is to his fans.
Yeah.
Like, so with that said, I take that one-on-one interaction. So, like, I take it, I just know it's super important, because you just never know. Like, the next guy that I help out, they'll definitely help me down the line.
Of course.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
like if I put on a good impression, because I'm pushing hard now. I won't be able to push as hard as I'm pushing now.
When you're
forever.
24, maybe 25, you're like, look,
Yeah.
James, getting too hard now. Bones.
When I finally get through puberty.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many guys out there that are so talented.
Except the quality of photography and videography is every year gets better and better and better.
Yeah,
It's
without a
not.
doubt.
It can't just be the technology. It's obviously improving hand over fist.
Yeah.
It's a way people are thinking how to use things and how to
I
make
mean,
things happen.
these people are born with amazing cameras in their hand.
Yeah.
They have a cell phone. Like my daughter, she's only 3. She loves taking pictures. She loves using my cell phone to take pictures. Like, it amazes me. Like, I didn't even pick up a camera until I was like 15, 16.
I think that's just a sign that we need to have your daughter take over your Instagram for a day.
There you go. There
That's
you go.
it. Daddy-daughter day on Instagram.
There you go. It'll be all pictures of her stuffed animals and
Yeah.
stuff.
They, Look, I'm sure there's a big market out there of your 100,000 plus fans that you've got. They'll be all like, wow, it's a different direction, Larry.
Yeah.
I like it.
But yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure he's super cool to shoot with.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was good fun. It was a
Yeah.
good day. It was a good day to get him in there and have, because he was the reason why I got into
Yeah.
photography.
Yeah.
And then having him get up close, it was good.
Yeah, honestly, that's really the thing is, wow, look at that thing. That's your next car that you need to feature.
Speaking of Nigel
Yeah.
McKeon, that's what he wants
Yeah.
right there. Twin charged
Yeah.
MR2.
So that's the thing is good for your dad for actually going out there and shooting. Like, a lot of these guys that want to go out and shoot, they don't actually want to put in the effort to go out and shoot.
No, and he did 2 full days, 2 8-hour days, sunburn hats, sunscreen every 35 minutes and whatnot.
Why not suffer?
He drank
not
like
suffer
more
for
Red
art?
Bulls than he could ever imagine
Yeah.
he was ever going to do. He did
Free
not
Red Bulls.
did not sleep for the next 6 weeks, I think,
Yeah.
afterwards. Maybe it wasn't so good for his heart rate, which is probably
Just like so jittery from all
it
the
was-
Red Bull. Yeah.
I'm just glad that the ESM system works very well on the Canon, so it was great for him. You know, not a problem at all. Straight photos, it was great.
So the thing is yeah, like, why not go out there and shoot? And what about even shooting from the stands?
Yeah.
You know, you don't even need a photo pass. Like, a lot
No.
of times, I shoot from the stands.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of
mean,
times.
obviously having a bit more extra range in that camera helps from the stands.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, but you
but-
don't even have to be shooting all action all the time. Like,
No,
heck,
of course, and I will agree with you and say that there's 6 photo boxes around a
Yeah.
track to take
Yeah.
photos from,
Yeah,
and everyone's got the same 6 photo boxes. You've got to look for other options to see where you can get that image that no one else is going to get.
Yeah.
And that breeds that creativity that you talk about.
Yeah,
See,
and
Larry, you're
then
a
what
creative guy.
and then what about the pits? You know,
Everything,
people
yeah.
miss the pit stuff all the time.
Yep.
The drivers are always out there signing autographs, shaking hands, kissing babies.
Yeah.
Those drivers love fans so much because same thing, like the one-on-one interaction for them is so important for a growing motorsport.
Of
You know,
course.
this is not global rallycross. It's not like NASCAR, not like F1, not even like IndyCar, where it's a closed pit environment where
All
you can't,
open.
you can't actually see the cars, you can't actually see the people behind it, you can't actually, whereas Formula Drift is a perfect example of this too, and NHRA,
Yep.
you get to actually go up to the people
And
you
talk
can
to them.
actually, smell the cars, feel
Mm-hmm.
the cars, you're right there. Like, it can't get any better than that for a motorsport fan. Plus, talk about how cheap it is to go, too.
Yeah.
Like, my God, like, if you look at prices to go watch F1 or whatever,
Oh,
man,
it's
oh my
exorbitant.
God,
Yeah.
so expensive. Granted, you get a great show, but talk about value
Yeah,
with all of these up-and-coming series.
I mean,
a
a Formula Drift, you can get yourself covered in smoke, can pick the rubber off you
Tire
the next
bits
day,
in
it's
your
the
ears,
ear,
yeah.
in your nose, it's
Yeah.
all grey. It's
Yeah.
like, it's the visceral experience
Oh, yeah.
there.
You go to
You
NHRA.
get sunburned because you're so,
Yeah.
so hot, and the concrete reflects, so you don't know where you put the
Yeah.
suntan, everything. It's
Well,
great.
you want to talk about reflect? Try to spend a day out in Bonneville on the salt flats.
Oh my word. no.
Yeah,
No.
you can't wear shorts out there.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
I'd go as an astronaut.
Yeah.
I'd do all my shooting like this. I'd be like, this is how we're doing it. I can't see what I'm taking photos of.
Right.
We're doing it in the style of Apollo for this photo shoot.
But the thing is, it's almost like we don't actually have to really push that agenda because it's happening so naturally now.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go one weekend in Los Angeles without
An event or something happening. I mean, this last
3 or
weekend.
4 events.
Last weekend, what did they have? We had the IBAC meet.
which I went to, which was
Yeah.
awesome. They had the Anaheim Super Street Toyo
Yep.
Tire Meet,
Yep.
which it's one of those things that's like you can't even go to
Incredible
all of them
cars.
if you try.
Yeah,
It's
try.
just so
There's
many.
too many.
Yeah, every single weekend, plus the weekdays too.
Yeah.
If you really look hard, and like, heck, the Peterson, they're having that thing during the weekday, right? With the
Yeah,
Porsche
Porsche.
thing.
Yeah, but the Peterson had their Cars and Coffee on Sunday. Last Sunday just gone.
It's just so cool. Like,
And then not only that, you've got all the great shops that do all the work that have there that you can sometimes maybe stop by and see in. And
yeah,
things like
exactly.
that.
And when I first started, sorry, I touched the. I was like, "What's this?" It's like when I first bought this car, to find an event or to go to a meet, it was a big ordeal.
But now, thanks to social media,
yeah, it was like, okay,
where should I go to tonight?
Yeah, go to forums, go to this, go to that. What's annual event that I go to? It was like there was only like 2 or 3 annual events that you go to. Like it was like the Z show down at Z Car Parts or Motorsport Auto in Orange County. That's like the biggest Z show once a year. You go to the Nissan show at one of the dealerships.
Yeah.
And what other show? There was like maybe one other show.
Yeah, but
you know, like or the LA Auto Show, whatever.
Yeah. But now every weekend there's a Cars and Coffee.
Every weekend.
At least 16 Cars and Coffees every weekend.
Yeah.
At least.
Supercar Sunday, this, that. Yeah, and the same thing, like, I love the whole open shop policy. Like, for example, the Hoonigan Donut Garage, anytime you go, generally speaking, if they're not filming anything crazy, you can go and say what's up.
Yeah,
You
and
could
buy
check
a
out the
t-shirt.
cars. Yeah, buy a t-shirt.
Yep.
Say hello to the hosts there.
Yep. Who are
check
all
out
very
the garage.
nice.
Very nice. They
Even
won't bite.
Mads.
Yeah,
Mads is
even
very
Mads.
nice, even though he gets lots of
Yeah.
hate. Lovely guy.
Yeah, he might yell at you because he's drunk all the time.
Probably.
Yeah.
After only 2 beers, I think it is, isn't that right?
Right. But like that whole thing, like, don't be afraid, you know? Like, there's just so many cars, or so many cool shops in SoCal that are open to people just stopping by because they're car fans too.
Yeah.
You know? I'm sure it's the same. Like, there was one point in their life where they would love to go to someone's shop and check out what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know? Even if it's just from outside, just to take a couple of pictures of cars, say hi, whatever, boom. You know? There was this group of guys that came down to Hoonigan recently. I was doing a quick shoot there, and it was like 4 or 5 guys that drove all the way down from BC, from British Columbia.
Yep.
Their first stop was the Hoonigan Garage.
That's a long bathroom break
Yeah,
to take.
that was, I mean, they probably peed in Gatorade bottles.
No, I don't know. They couldn't have,
probably-
they definitely would not have the whole way. I think they
Yeah.
just held it.
Held
But
it.
that's some really good fuel economy too.
24
I mean,
hours
obviously,
straight.
obviously it's some good fuel economy.
Well,
Didn't they stop once?
I mean, they probably installed another gas tank.
yeah, 2.
Yeah, or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, they came down for a couple meets, and that's a thing, by the way. Now coming down to SoCal just for a couple meets
Yeah.
and going home.
Yeah.
They did that, and their first stop was at the Donut Garage. It just blew my mind, like their dedication. Like, I would do that if I was in their place. I would. I 100% would, and I still do, in my own way. You know,
Yeah.
I still do.
So, for 2018, Larry, what are the events that you're going to be part of as the photography for? What is on your calendar so far that you're looking to do?
Same thing as last year. I'm still going to do Formula Drift. I'm still going to do Global Rallycross.
Yep.
I'm still going to do Pikes Peak official.
Yep.
I'm still going to do Mid 400 official. I'm still going to follow King of the Hammers. I'm still going to do Baja 1000. There's just these key events that I just cannot miss because I've invested so much in terms of like finding out the locations.
Sure.
Making friends with teams,
Yep.
making friends with the staff. You know, like it's my home. These
Yep.
events. You
Of
know,
course.
so I love going to them, and I just love promoting them. So there's that, and then there's just those ones that I find on the side that I want to go to. You know, like last year, I went to Goodwood Festival of Speed. Maybe this year I'll go to Goodwood Revival, or I don't know. Some
Have you
other...
been to the Revival?
I have not.
You should go to the Revival. It's very good. It's
Yeah.
Nigel McKeon approved.
Okay.
He even had his little press pass, the stick on your arm. They give you a
Nice.
press pass, and
Yeah.
he had it in his hat too.
You go as a newsie or whatever?
Yeah, he did.
I was thinking of going as a Chinese railroad worker, you know? Like, just to be period correct.
Yes,
I don't know.
of course.
Yeah. They might not like that, though.
No,
I don't
it
know.
was yeah. They do. They have both. So, if people look to find you online, Larry, or where would they go to try and find you online?
I think the best way to follow me is on my Instagram because you'll actually see what I'm doing at that moment. Plus, you'll get a lot of throwback photos and just, I guess, photos from my archive from over the years of shooting. And you'll get sneak peeks of what's coming up.
And what's that? Larry Chen and
Just search for Larry Chan.
perfect.
I think that'll come up maybe.
And
Larry
then-
Chan photo.
And then there you go. And they can find your stuff through Hoonigan as well.
Yeah, Hoonigan. You can find my stuff on Speed Hunters. You can find my stuff on Hot Rod Magazine, 000 Magazine,
Formula Drift
Formula Drift.
and GRC.
Yeah, GRC. And, I mean, if you don't get tired of me, you know, LarryChanPhoto.com also.
Look, there you go. And that is perfect. So thank you so much, Larry. It's
Yeah,
been an
thank
absolute
you.
pleasure
Thank you.
having you in the car.
Thank you.
So we can see everyone next
Bye-bye.
time. Bye-bye. 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 Next
Bye-bye.
time.